G'day everybody, my name is Lara Enslin. I'm the CEO of TransUnion Namibia. So what TransUnion does is we're a global information company and we believe in information for good. So historically, there was always the thought that credit bureaus only held negative information. However, that hasn't been true for a number of years. We hold a wide variety of positive information to do good out into the economy. So why bureaus are so important to the economy is we make sure that there are responsible lending practices, we make sure that there's transparency, and we also allow trust to be built between individuals, between consumers, between corporations as well as individuals. So we hold a variety of data, and we also believe quite strongly in financial education as well as financial inclusion, and that has been quite a big part of our business over the last year or so, is to promote financial inclusion and to bring awareness right across the financial market. So what we as TransUnion do, we allow consumers to get access to one free credit report per year, and it's very important for you to review this credit report, and it contains a variety of information. We have what you call your header information that will have your name, your surname, information such as that, and then it will also have your debt exposure on your credit report. For example, where you have loans, what your obligations are towards those loans, and what your requirement is to pay that off. It is very important to know that to be able to use this to do your future planning, because credit awareness, that prevents you from being over-indebted for the future. It provides you to build on your credit score, your credit profile, or your credit health, as well as to access maybe even more critical financial support in the future, whether it be to purchase that first vehicle, whether it be to purchase that first house, or whether it is to open up your first business at the end of the day. That's why it's very important to have a healthy credit history, and that's where companies like TransUnion show you exactly what is held on the bureau and what type of credit exposure you have. Financial literacy, it's more than just knowing how to budget. It's very easy just to be able to pull up a budget and try and follow it. It's also about understanding credit, understanding your debt management, and responsible borrowing, and that is quite important. I don't think in today's life it's possible to go through any type of life where you don't have to access credit sometime in your life, whether it's, like we said, to purchase your first vehicle, whether it's to open up your business and get a business loan. It's just about managing that financial obligation quite responsibly. So when individuals are financially educated, which is why the partnership is quite important, they make informed decisions, and they avoid the over-indebtedness and maintain much healthier credit profiles. So credit bureaus thrive on accurate data, positive credit data. So it's not negative, it's the positive credit data that we thrive on. And financial literacy programs help consumers to understand this and to help build on this and to turn this into a positive. They also help them understand the importance of timely payments, so not making any payments late, but making your payments on time. So this improves your credit health, and therefore it improves the overall population credit health as soon as that financial education gets out there. There's also lower default rates, so this reduces the risk to lenders, making financial institutions, enabling that trust and allowing them to then borrow more money to allow the economy to grow. And of course, better data quality, which strengthens the entire credit ecosystem, and that is quite important. So for credit bureaus, this means more reliable information, accurate information, and stronger foundation for financial institutions to extend credit comfortably. So credit bureaus are often seen as being punitive or maybe have negative information. But in reality, we hold information to help consumers and lenders make better decisions. So accurate data enables fair lending. It also prevents fraud. So we as a bureau help individuals out there, especially November being a fraud month, but we help an individual out there to make sure what type of information financial institutions hold on them. So when you pull a report, you can see immediately what is your debt exposure, what is your installment that you're required to pay, and you can challenge this information. And I think that is quite important coming through from the bureau side, because some of the challenges that we see is maybe that consumers are not aware of the extent of the information held by financial institutions. They might not know what their total loan amount is that's outstanding, or what the installment is, or there might be a dispute that arises. They might feel that they have been wrongfully have wrongful adverse information against them. We as a bureau have a dispute process that you can follow, where for free you can come and challenge information that is incorrect on the bureau. So whether it is information that we need to update, such as personal information, or where say for example you have been wrongfully listed, you can then challenge this information, and then we as a bureau will then go ahead and see how that information either can be rectified or ask the financial institution to provide the proof thereof. So especially when you're looking at companies like SMEs, the question is, how do we start small businesses? We usually start as an individual, and that's why it's very important that you as an individual have to make sure that you are in good financial standing, or that you have a good financial health record. When you go to a bank or you approach the bank for any type of lending to fund your business, they usually look at the individual first. So if you can show that you're a responsible person, that you've taken care of your finances well, that you've paid your debts on time, that you've honored your debts, and that you have a good credit rating, this will then lead the bank or the institution to make a decision, and a better decision, to know that why you would be a good investment, and that will then allow you to then obtain maybe higher credit to open up your business venture going forward until you're able to grow to a larger business. Right, so if you're looking at digital and the way that then the world is starting to move over to digital, Namibia not being an exception, Namibia has been slower than some of the rest of our countries with moving over to digital platforms, but you can definitely see that most of the financial institutions are moving over to digital. And the reason for this is purely because we want to be able to give everybody access to certain information, and the only way to do that is to make things digital. We had a look recently, and you could see that the telco penetration was above 80% in the market, which means that to reach people, you would have to move to mobile and move to digital channels, especially if you're looking at the north. Walking to one of the shops or walking to a bank is quite far, so it's not always reasonable to be able to expect somebody to walk so far to say, for example, to that financial institution. So we as TransUnion, we are starting to move over to digital, which we've done straight across some of our other channels as well. And especially looking at financial inclusion, we've got a variety of scoring modules that not only take into consideration your bureau data, but also take into the consideration alternative scoring methods. So using alternative data, not your core data, we are now able to score thin file consumers to show financial institutions why you would be a good investment. So this is one of the channels that we've been moving over. I know that we've also been exploring different ways to move services digital to make it more accessible to the rest of the population. At the moment, say for example, your credit report, you can obtain that from coming through to our offices, but we also have a digital channel and email available where you can send us an email, and then we can also send you your credit report. So that's definitely the way to the future, and the way that we are moving. But protection also is a big factor. Fraud has come up quite a lot, and I know that there might be some fear with regards to digital that fraud might increase. All I can say is that we as a corporation have a wide variety of fraud modules already in place to protect not just you, but also to protect your identity. And these modules are in your lines of your device identity. So looking at devices such as your cell phone, your laptop, to make sure that that person using the laptop or that cell phone is indeed you. And also authentication methods such as ID authentication, document authentication, and a wide variety of services that we as a bureau offer to ensure that your information is kept safe and secure at all times. So if you want to improve your credit rating, so in Namibia, we don't utilize score overall like we do in some of the other countries, though this is a growing trend right across. So we do get the question quite a lot of what is my credit score and how can I improve it? In Namibia, we still look a lot at credit health. So what are the steps that you as an individual can do that you can start right now, especially looking at the festive season, to improve your score and to improve your credit health? And one of them is not to overutilize your debt. If, say, for example, you've got an overdraft facility and your overdraft facility is 10,000, don't use the entire 10,000. Use as little as possible so you can have that facility, but don't use it to the max. Don't max out your credit with regards to your different credit lines that you have available. also, if at all possible, pay off credit as soon as possible or quicker if you can. So if your installment is 10,000 a month or 500 a month, whichever it may be, try and pay a little bit more, and that will reflect very positively with regards to your credit score or your credit health. So also making sure that you don't have any late payments. And I know that this is really difficult because it has happened to me quite a few times before, where, say, for example, I've got a store account, I know that the due date is the 3rd or the 4th, but it's not over the weekend and I didn't prioritize it. So I might go and pay on the 6th. This actually influences your credit health or your credit score because it will then reflect as a late payment. So if your due date is on the 30th or on the 7th or on the 5th, make sure that you pay that payment before the time. And if possible, especially if you're going on holiday, make sure that you do the payment before the time so that you don't go into late payments. All of these factors can then go ahead and improve your credit score over a period of time. So TransUnion is working on so many different products right across, and because we're a global informations company, we not just take the trends of this country, but we take it right across Africa, right across the world globally. One of the things that I feel that really can make a difference is the way that we do our decision-making tools and the way that we put these tools together, such as our alternative data. I do feel that alternative data is a changer within the market because that will help the financially excluded at the moment move into the financially included. So currently what we have is you've got your informal banking or your informal sector and your more formal financial sector. And that shift over to the informal financial sector and the formal financial sector is quite difficult. And with this alternative data, we are now able to help that and to make that possible and to show financial institutions why you would be a good investment to move over to that sector, to help you find whether it's your kids' school, whether it's to finance your vehicle or your SME business. But we do believe that that is definitely a game changer in the market. For TransUnion, it's not just about credit reports. As you said, we're a global informations company, and our stance is it's information for good. And I think our partnership, not just with FLI, but different financial institutions right across the country, as well as micro lenders, help us promote positive lending practices. It helps us do our part in managing responsible lending, as well as consumer educating right across. As we said, the economy needs to grow, and everybody needs to do their part to make sure that the economy grows forward as well. And the only way for everybody to be sustainable is to make sure that that trust is possible between all entities. And we're using our data and the services we have available build towards that trust, and we aim towards building that trust between individuals, between consumers, between businesses, to promote the economy as a whole at the end of the day. So if you're looking at the globally and global trends, account takeover fraud has increased 21% year on year. There has been a 141% increase in account takeover since 2021. So it's definitely something that we should be focusing on. And something that we should take into consideration, where we as financial institutions, FLI, TransUnion, and different financial institutions must start focusing to build this awareness going forward, and to protect our consumers as well as our financial industry.